Okay, we are back. We are going to learn Parshas Shemini. This is this week Parsha. And we're really supposed to be read, not supposed to be read, but last week was Parshas Shemini, if not for the Yom Tov, but it's Pesach pushes off the reading of the Parsha to this Shabbos, this coming Shabbos. We're going to read Parshas Shemini. So the title will be Preparing for Miracles. The pasuk in this week Parsha, chapter 9, verse 4 in Parshas Shemini says, "V'sher v'ayel lishlomim lizboyach lifnei avayeh u'mincha belul v'Hashem k'ayem avay nir alechem." An ox and a ram as peace offering to slaughter before God, and a grain offering kneaded with oil, for today God is appearing to you. When God created the world, He promulgated, or He programmed, rather, certain spiritual processes into the fabric of creation that we, human beings, can perform in order to elicit divine beneficence, and even a certain degree of divine revelation. This is what the sages meant when they said that the Torah is the blueprint of creation. It is the instruction manual that God gave us in order to know how to live life in the way most conducive to receiving His bounty and blessings. In contrast, the revelation of God that took place on the 8th day of the installation was not part of the program that God embedded into the natural order, and in fact could not be. Such a revelation is too high, too intense, and palpable to be solicited or elicited by any human action. Nonetheless, since God did not want us to feel unworthy of this revelation altogether, He prescribed certain procedures for Aaron to perform on the 8th day as well. The same is true for all the Torah commandments. They are partly natural, eliciting God's beneficence according to the processes that He programmed into creation, and partly supernatural, simply preparations for revelations that are beyond our ability to elicit on our own. So this is really telling us about the tools that Hashem has given us to elicit miracles, supernatural things, and natural things to come down through our service. The portion of Geula, this was obviously the teaching of the Rebbe. The portion of Geula was taught by Divrei Yoel. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Satmar Rebbe, Divrei Yoel. After Moshe left Paro's presence, he left the city completely before praying that the plague of hail come to an end. So Moshe left Paro's presence. He left the city completely. He did not pray. The agreement was that he is praying for the hail plague to stop. But he left the city before praying. He did not leave the city to pray for any other plague. All the other plagues he prayed right away. Paro asked him, begged for his forgiveness. He begged that he will free the Jews. So Moshe prayed right away. When it came to the hail, Moshe left town and only then prayed. Whereas all other plagues were removed entirely. And it comes to the hail plague, much of the hail was kept in reserve for the days of Mashiach and the war on Edom. This is because the hail itself contained a unique quality of peace in that fire and water coexisted harmoniously within it. Fire and water existed harmoniously. Similarly, Mashiach will bring a perfect peace to the opposing forces in the world along the same lines. Moshe left the city to distance himself entirely from its idolatry, because the hail was associated with the final redemption, and the era in which idolatry and impurity will be entirely distanced from mankind. That's why he distanced himself completely from the city and only then prayed for the hail to stop. But we see that some of it is there is a reserve put away for the time of Mashiach, that the ultimate peace will come. May it will be speedily nowadays. I will be back shortly with the Ein Yaakov video.